Wonderful people, welcome to 40 and This is Ryan.
And this is Keyondra, aka Kiki. What's good, y'all?
We're your newest favorite podcast, 80s babies, talking about life as we approach 4-0.
Yes.
Well, and past 4-0.
I'm not there yet.
No, I am though. So thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Key? Let's start with a check-in.
I'm doing good. Let's see. I don't even know what week we are. We're almost approaching another holiday weekend. Not Black folk, not our holiday, but holiday weekend. But I'm doing good. I am trying to get some energy back. We had family Sunday fun day yesterday.
We did.
So we were at the beach. We were at Callaway Beach. Beautiful beach. Had a great time. So between sun and my sangria, your girl is, spent and bent, but we had to get up. It's Monday motivation, Monday grind, and we had to get back to it. So kids had camp, we had work, and all the other shit in between, but
yeah,
I'm good. And if y'all can see my tan, it's popping. The sun got me looking like a mocha latte, macadamia cream cold brew from Starbucks.
We were clowning because the struggles of dating a white boy, of loving a white boy. We're not dating. You're cuffed.
I'm cuffed.
You're cuffed. The suntan lotion was in constant rotation.
We have to reapply often with you.
Often. Not gonna be crispy. I tan well too, but you still gotta.
That's how he got me, y'all. Them pictures. He was rage.
Oh, stop. No, but there was a moment I had to go sit in the tent. I was like, no, these shoulders are not. I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Wait for this sun to go down a little bit. It was a really good time. Our girls loved the water. Went with good people. What up, Tanisha? What up, Randy?
Yes.
Yeah, it was bomb. And we needed it because the fuckery in the world is nonstop.
Absolutely.
We're coming off of the first presidential debate, and that was
a shit show.
Yup, it was about as depressing as politics can be. Yeah, so I think we needed something good, something to remind us of what's real and all that. So it was a beautiful time. I actually got a call from a former student. I was at the gym today, and he called back to back. If he's listening. How you doing, Anthony? But he was like, yo, I really am thankful for how your class opened my eyes and all that, but it's a curse, bro. Like, what is happening? How do you deal with all this? And I had to remind him, none of this is new.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people in power have been abusing power. Presidents been committing war crimes forever. I would argue, actually, that there's no president that has served in that role that has not committed war crimes. And now they're just saying the quiet part out loud, which is scary. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it don't matter, but I'm saying we got to stay grounded in real shit, which is family and relationships and community. And so if you're out there and you're feeling depressed, we're with you. And also,
yes,
come kick it with us. Like, laughing and being in community is really the medicine for all that.
Come get some of this light and love over here.
Look at you looking like light and love too. Live some
period.
Look.
Y'all, so I had a little wash and go today, y'all. So listen, with this Georgia heat, baby, the heat be heating. So, and then after yesterday, my hair was too through. So, this is my little mowed down. I don't think I'm going to even attempt to try to curl it. I got a hair appointment next week.
Looks good.
Thank y'all. Listen, my short hair sis, they know the vibes. We try to get our little wave on, I went back to the creamy crack because my curls be curling. So with a short haircut, I had to do a quick texturizer relaxer. I know you don't know nothing about it, but my ladies.
I know what the creamy crack is. I just ain't never had. I never had to experience anything like that. Look, I got this shiny dome though. It's its own type of struggles. Especially I shine and I got little moles. Y'all do know me, and sometimes when you nick them, moles do not stop bleeding for nothing. So I got my own struggles, the bald head struggles, fellas,
You do. I be getting mad at him for cutting himself. Like, what the fuck? What are you in there doing?
Acting like I tried to do it to my.
I know. I don't know.
I was just thinking maybe I just want to bleed for a couple hours tonight. That sounds like a good time.
Maybe I just be nervous. I don't know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell everybody right now because you've threatened this more than once. If I come up missing,
Oh, he's telling my secret.
she picked at the moles or cut them all at once and said she would just go bleed me out. So
I know
if I
her
come
slow and steady death for
did
him.
it, and that's how she did it.
Hater.
So, and I got that from my pops, Leon. One of the many gifts, most of them all positive. That one was not. He got moles too, which is actually a perfect segue to our topic. We're talking about family.
Yes, family. 40 and family systems, y'all.
Yeah.
And we want to actually shout out this convo topic to, like, my sis. Hello, Clarice 4 on IG. What up, Auntie Claire? Clarice.
Yes.
And I just thought this was a great topic. Obviously we have blended families. And then besides blending families, you be having your own family shit. So you blend a family with baggage family shit. So let me ask you, Rye.
Oh, I get to go first.
How
Let's
important is it? How important is family and just, you know, the blend of I hate using the term in-laws, but in-laws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, for me, it was super important. It was prior, like from jump, it was important. And then especially coming out of my marriage, it was very important because that was a point of contention. And so to talk about, like, I've said this on here before, my brothers are my best friends.
Yeah.
Right? Like Jake and Spence are my dudes. Those are like my people. And so it's always been like anybody I brought around, we were kicking it. Like my brother, Jake, would come with me to sleepovers when we were growing up. Probably saw some shit he shouldn't have seen at age. He shouldn't have seen it. You know, and we processed those things and bad decisions. But overall, I think it was a positive. But that's how tight we were, right? And like Spence is younger than that. He couldn't do that with me. But Jake played that role for him in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
And so like, and then the three of us have always been close. And so it was really important that anybody, even our friends, but certainly somebody we were dating, got along with our family.
Yes.
Right? And my mom and dad, I mean, we're crazy. Don't get me, like, we're all crazy. Right, like all.
Maurice already said that everybody's crazy.
But also the burdens we got a little extra.
They got a little extra sauce. They got a little extra sauce.
Yeah. We're passionate. But I think if you rock with, like, if you spend any time with us, you know it's all love. It's everything is done with good intent, right? And in defense of our squad, our village. And so I think it's hard to break into our system. But when Tiffany, when I brought her around, look, my mom was like, nah, that ain't the one. Like, she was very clear, and it was froggy from jump. And I wish I would have listened to that at the time. And there were things like, look, I aired some of us out, but we're going to air it out even more. She would like come in the crib and not speak. And that's just like disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. And people, my parents would be like, yo, what's up? Like, she ain't gonna say hi. Like, she's up in our house, eating our food.
That's
not
rude.
Speaking.
That's rude.
And I was like, oh, shit, I'm sure she did. Maybe we just didn't hear it, you know, trying to make excuses and stuff. At our wedding, shaded my mom, shaded my brother. And so it was a big part of like my own healing journey was, if I ever get into anything halfway serious, if my people feel any kind of way, it's not going.
Yeah.
Right? It's just not going to go.
So you had these things prior to even still putting on a whole wedding. So you still were you had occurrences and still decided to put coin on a wedding?
Lots of it, too.
Oh.
Lots of it, too.
Boom.
Sucker for love. There's all kinds of things in there, right? But yes, the short answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And a part of my healing journey was the apology tour of like, hey, I remember when you said this. I remember when this is that. I mean, I remember one time my brother was in a serious relationship who happened to actually be connected to your cousin, which is another, like, how close.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah, that's my cousin Keyondra. And I remember being like, oh, man, this might be where me and Key part ways.
Jump off.
because she had something to say. And, you know, it was like Ryan and Tiffany, but that's Ryan and Tiffany, right? Even though I was trying to hold my wife down at the time. Thank God she knew what it was, and she was like, "Nah, Ryan's cool. The other one." So, no, but it was a big deal. It was a big deal. You know what I mean? I was determined, first and foremost, not to play myself. Like, let me not. I am not the type to just do stuff for other people, right? Especially, I want to live my life how I want to live it. But I think it's important to take heed when people you love and who are looking out for you have something to say.
Absolutely.
Right. And I ignored that for 13 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You had them fucked up.
Look, like Crit, I had us all fucked up. It was bad. It was bad. Like, I would make excuses. She wouldn't come in the house, into my folks' house. She would just sit in the car. What is going on?
SMH.
Like, stuff like that is crazy. And then I'm like, man, there's just so much. Maybe that can be a bonus episode.
That could be the Patreon.
Yeah, y'all let us know. But there are so many stories when I think of, like, you couldn't have got any more bright, shiny, sparkling red flags. And I just head down. This is what I was going to do. It ain't going to do that. So, but to come full circle, those relationships were super, super important this time around.
Yeah.
And we'll get to where, like, I do want to ask you what you think of the burdens in your relationship with them now. But I want you to answer that question first, too. How important is it? Yeah.
Family was very important to me. Again, so my system is, I have my mom and I have other siblings. Me and my sister are by my mom, and then I have two brothers from my dad. So I was always the oldest, but me and my sister are 11 years apart. So living primarily with mom, I was the only child for over a decade. Me and my brother about 4 years apart, 4 or 5,
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And me and the other brother are about a year apart. But when you're not residing in the same home, it's still different. You know, you see them on the weekend, and, you know, we'll spend the summers together here in Georgia. And so I always valued having siblings, because I would always be jealous of my friends who had brothers and sisters in these big families. And of course, I didn't know all the bullshit that they endured all day, every day, sharing and shit, because I didn't share shit. Like, and I'm not stingy, y'all. I used to love to be like, I'm a giver. Like, I would overgive. Like, here, you can have this. Oh, your shoes look raggedy. Here's mine. I have this I'm not wearing. So I've always been a giver. Allison always says, you take on a project. So she was like, what project are you working on now? But I just...
Project Rye.
I always had a big heart. But I always, like, I wanted companionship. I wanted company. I wanted a sibling. You know what I'm saying? Until I got one, shit. Then you're like, take this motherfucker back. You're touching my shit. You won't leave it alone. I'm trying to be on the phone and talk to my boo, and you're fucking coming in the room. Just all the shit, right? But family was important because it, again, like the Verdens, the Yarrows are very dysfunctional, but in a good way. So we had our shit, but when it was time to come together, we came together. And then just coming from a Rondo family, my family's very intertwined. So I got 1,000, I'm not even exaggerating, 1,000 cousins in terms of when we get together. Everyone is like married, it's intertwined. And so I reminisce on the feeling of when the cousins got together, you know, especially the holidays or cookouts, or just like everybody's kicking it, everybody's getting along. So my biggest thing was like, yo, if my sacred circle, they gotta fuck with you, because I'm big on energy. I don't want it to be no bullshit, no like, he cool, but, or someone may have had a past experience, you know, because St. Paul's also small. So for me, I'm like, I need love and light. I want it to be lighthearted. I want motherfuckers to, you know, essentially love you how I love you.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously meeting someone new, everyone has their reservations. But I feel like, if you get to know him like I do, you'll see why I'm attracted to this person or why I fuck with this person. And so again, I thank God that wasn't my experience the first go rip. My family loved James off gate. So much to even like when we split, you know, he's still talking to my mom and my uncle. And I'm like, why y'all still talking to this nigga? Stop. No, pick a side, goddammit. No, we love him. So when I met his family, the same thing. Like, we hit it off right away. So I remember meeting your family. You were super like nervous, like, oh my God.
I mean, I just came out like, damn, here.
You didn't know how I was gonna take. Like, you kept saying they're crazy and this and
yeah. Well, we got our ways. I wasn't naive to that neither, right? Like, the burdens are.
But I loved it.
Because we're so similar to the. Shout out to the yard.
They are like, when I say they're just the white bird milk, and we got like my other half of the family is white. They just the white version. But I love, like, and I'm not saying this in a shady way, because I'm like, I always fuck with the underdogs.
Yeah.
So I love the real trill, like, yeah, this shit's cool, but when the shit counts, like I told Ryan, some shit happened, I'm calling your daddy. I'm calling Leon. Call him Pop. I'm calling Pop. Because Leon love it motherfucking down and dirty. Mama Mary is with the shits. Love his mom. Like, and I had initially just love how you talked about your brother. So I knew the dynamic without obviously knowing. Yeah. I was able to pick up on that. And I was like, damn, that's dope. Like, his brothers are literally his best friends, because my best friends are my cousins. I always say your cousins are your first best friends. So my cousins who were in close in age. Shout out to Keisha, free Keish. In Halston, you know what I'm saying? My cousin Chanel, like my cousins Dreamy, Myron, like we were a cousin clan, and so those were my siblings, and so I'm like, damn, you were getting that all the time versus we just, you know, getting weekend time at grandma's or whatever. So I appreciated that, and I was like, damn, okay, he's tight with his brothers. He speaks highly of them. He speaks a lot about them. I will say, now, when we first met, we was coming out of COVID, so I was scared of Spence. He looked crazy as hell, y'all.
I don't think he mind you sharing that story.
Oh, he looked crazy as hell. He had overgrown beard, wild hair. He paints, so he was, you know, in painter clothes. Right, and I had met them. We were at a not a march per se, but
a rally.
A rally.
Yeah.
So this was around George Floyd.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh. If I seen that motherfucker by myself, I'll cross the street. He looked like a crazy little white dude. Yeah, he looked like he bit. Yeah. He white. I'm crossing the street. And Jake was like cool and calm. He looked like a biter.
Hey, Jake gets everybody. Don't like Jake try to play like he's the.
But I'm just saying, like he's approachable. Yeah. I wouldn't cross the street, but also I wouldn't want it with Jake. I know the quiet.
You don't want it with it.
I know the quiet type. I know the quiet type.
Jake's calculated. Me and Spence will tell you exactly what it is.
Jake's like me. That's why we get along.
Jake's strategic. Yeah.
I'm very strategic. Yeah. No, so I was like, damn, they're dope. And I just love the love that you guys had and just what I heard about. And so then, you know, full circle, like meeting your parents and then like, you know, them welcoming me into their home and doing the little garden walk. Y'all, listen.
Oh, you about to tell the story?
I was about to tell the story.
Tell the story then.
So I was like, okay, I fucked with him so hard.
This is how I knew you fucked with me super hard.
So his dad, so they have this cute little house northeast in the
east side.
This massive garden in the back. Like you wouldn't think the house is small in the front. So you wouldn't think this backyard is big as it is. This motherfucker's poop in just like a field. And when I say his parents just have flowers, but just growing their own veggies and raspberries and cherries and little melons and fucking wildflowers on the side that were just an array of fucking colors and fucking strawberries and corn, I think, all the shit, cucumbers. So his dad had been poking around in the fucking yard. So he's like, yeah, come on back, walk downs. I'm like, damn, I came cute because we was just stopping by. We wasn't supposed to be doing all this. We was just popping over.
Yeah.
So when Ryan says his folks, when I literally say talking to Ryan, he stopped by his folks' house every fucking day. I'm like, why are you going over for 10 minutes?
Damn near. Yeah.
They started arguing, so I left. I'm going to go stop by and see my folks. Like, so I'm like, I want them to understand when you say family was important, I'm like, this motherfucker done talked to his daddy at 6 a.m., then went over there 2 times, and is going to end the night. And they're talking on a family group chat.
Yeah.
And if he's just in the neighborhood, might slide by, like.
That's right.
So, you know, I had to tell him, like, you don't have to do that now. Now you're driving too much. Now you're fucking going over there multiple times a day. to get annoyed and to leave. But okay, that's y'all. Whatever. So Pop was poking around in the yard, takes me on this grand tour, and I'm just like, damn, this shit is dope. So he picks up, he's like, yeah, that's a raspberry bush. Now, mind y'all, anybody who knows me, I'm OC to the D. And his hand
Caps OCDDD
had been in the earth. And his nails was dirty as fuck. And he plopped some raspberries in my hand.
I was like, oh.
In my hand, try these. And then proceeds to look at me. So, you know, the bougie bitch in me was like, bitch, you just swallow it, you know, because Ryan, you know, look, he's loving on me good. So I better eat these dirty ass raspberries and not embarrass him or, you know, let me not embarrass my man or myself. Like, I'm too good to eat raspberries out the yard. Because, you know, I done came over in some shit. I got diamonds and Gucci and shit on walking around with Pop. So I'm like, all right. I had myself talk real quick. So I popped one. And to my surprise, that was the best fucking raspberry I ever ate. Little gritties and all. So I said a prayer over, please, look, Father God, please bless the hands and gaze to me. But it was that. And so as we walk into the car, you know, I'm looking at him. I said, now, you know I fuck with you, right? I ate them raspberry at your daddy's dirty ass hands. But it was love. And now we kind of have a ritual, I would say. Yeah, every time I go over, he's showing me what he's done in the garden and what's new and this over there. And one time he fucking pulled some rabbits out of a hole and threw it in my hand with no warning.
That was ridiculous. They weren't even ready to come out. He knows he was wrong.
They were babies, but it's the point. I felt like it felt really good because we authentically and we organically made our own connection and have our thing. Like, that is our thing. So when I pull up, you know, what's back here? Oh, let me show you. And we go on a tour and we see what's popping in the garden. And even your mom always, you know, hostess with the mostest, even though she don't think she is.
Right. She's mega stressed and worried about
that,
but she always puts it on. Like,
has always catered.
If you slide on 32, like, let me not put our.
Then don't come over, brother.
But if you slide on the Burden house, you're getting a plate. You're gonna get a hug. You're gonna get a good laugh. You're gonna get treated with love,
absolutely,
and respect. Now, you might get told about yourself or a decision you made,
but that's what I like.
And it's not gonna be with any judgment because we tell each other about that, and that's what I had to realize. Right, was like I was so insecure previously that I was like, oh, I got to manage all this stuff with my family, with this, you know what I mean? And like, didn't know how to stand on my own and be my own person within this family structure.
Yeah.
And so how I did that was like ride for Tiffany.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to like, oh no, I could do all these other things and like heed what they were trying to accept the love that they were trying to give me in this way.
The hard truth.
Yeah, the hard truths. But no, I love your relationship with
no, that's
playing
our family.
Yeah, our family.
I fuck with my in-laws, and like I said, I hate using like step or that. Like, no, that's my people. Yeah. I've been welcomed in. Again, like I said, your brothers text me. Outside, I receive love outside of Ryan. So it's not just like, oh, here, like, no, his brothers text me. They've been very welcoming and cool. Just kind gestures. Like, I feel a part of the family. It's never felt awkward. Even with, you know, their ladies, your mom has always made us all feel very comfortable, very welcome. And I fuck with Mama Mary. Like, that's my girl. She know I got her back. She fuck with my mom and aunties. So much I took all the aunties, the nanas.
I was like, do not take my...
To a drag brunch for a late Mother's Day last year. Yeah, that's what we were newly engaged. We so happened to get engaged that weekend, and that was planned. So that had even came full circle. But yeah, helped plan your dad's 70th birthday.
He tried to act like he didn't even like. He was so geeked.
He loved it. He fucking stiffed my arm. That's how much he loved it. Like
he loved.
But yeah, like I felt like that was bomb. And also I don't know, maybe I'm old school in that way. I feel like upon entering a new system, you do have to prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like, don't be you. Don't put on a facade, but like, what are you bringing to the system? Because we all have our strengths, right? And so I wanted to prove like, nah, like, I fuck with y'all. Hopefully you enjoy what I'm bringing and you'll fuck with me too. And so I like I said, I've always felt welcome. I knew my family fucked with you off rip.
So that's why I was like, I get to talk about my experience with your family?
What story you been telling? My family fucked with you off rip.
Yeah, so I don't know if I know all that. I know, like I said in the 40 and Fucking episode, the first thing your mom said was like, so basically like, you sleeping with my daughter? Is it true if you go back, you never go back? And I was like, oh, she's comfortable. I rock with this. And again,
She gives no fucks.
But I loved it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was real. You know what I mean? And like, I think what was important for me, and I think this was probably, you would say the same thing too, is I wanted to express to your family that I fucked with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like that I'm here and I love and respect your daughter or your sister or your cousin. Right? And so the first person was your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me tell Miss Sherry that her daughter's good, right? Yeah. And show up and do stuff. And
absolutely.
Like, I got good vibes right off jump, right? Like yelling down to me from the balcony and all that. But then the next person that was like, I was like, oh, okay, this got to go good. Or not got to go good, but I'm like invested in how this goes, was Dante. Yeah. What's up, Dante?
Baby Broski.
Yeah.
Baby Big Bro.
And like, just from jump, man, like, Dante's a real one. Yeah. Right? Like, so he got to real conversation right away. You could hold a conversation. We vibe on similar things. Like, we get into a political conversation. Yeah. I had to call him during the debate, as a matter of fact.
Y'all be on the same shit.
Yeah, like, you know, we're talking about hip hop and all that, and it was like, nah, cool. Plus, I think I actually had spent time around Levi before I had spent time around Dante. Yeah. So I think he was like, okay, he's around my son. My sister fucked with him.
Well, I want to say, like, I believe I shared in one of our previous episodes how y'all met wasn't how y'all was supposed to meet.
No, so there was that. Yeah, like.
I had the kids. And
the initial was. Yeah, but that was like but that was like a public, you know what I mean? Like I think B. Cole and his wife were there.
Yeah, but to say that, it still was a first impression, and it wasn't planned. So it wasn't like, hey, y'all, I'm having a cookout. Everybody come.
They got the real, genuine. Like,
right. They just so happened to double back, come back, and you was there. And the fact that I know me and Trap are similar in that way. Like, we don't typically, I mean, either we take to you or we don't. So I don't want to be like, I don't like nobody. Either we take to you or don't. I can sniff out bullshit right away. And, nice. You know, I got an old soul, y'all. I you know, my soul has been here before and again and again and again. And so the tolerance for bullshit, I just don't have. And so if I feel any type of, I'm cool. Like, I'm not going to be rude or nasty to you, but I can know right away that is not a relationship I'm going to invest in, nor I'm not interested in it. Right. I'm going to say hi and keep it moving, and I will continue to be cordial and respectful, but that's it. Yeah. No, I don't want to kick it with you. You damn sure ain't coming to my house. You're damn sure not invited to the cookout. Like, anything I'm having, no, you know? And so he fucked with you right away. And he was just like, only thing I don't like is that he identifies as white. And so me and Claire are like, who the fuck? Because now I'm looking, I was like, did this motherfucker tell him he's mixed or some shit?
Oh, I remember being panicked about like, oh shit, I hope I didn't
He's getting the boot. He's lying, man. He's walking around lying. And he's like, nobody. Ain't he mixed? Ain't that nigga mixed? I'm like, no, he's white. Oh. Now I can do a white brother-in-law. I'm like, now wait a minute. You didn't drop the motherfucking gun. You don't even know this nigga.
I'm not gonna lie. I knew I was running up points then.
So far?
But Dante, when you told me that, not only that Dante said that, but then you told me he said that, I was like, oh yeah.
You was like, I'm in there. Huh?
We're running the points up. Keep them running. Run them up. No, but I remember that, like, we talked about so much shit out there, like, yeah, hip hop, sports. He runs the Yard Northeast. And so he knew a lot of the same places that I had grown up, so I could talk to him about Star Shoes, Stanley's before it was Stanley.
Absolutely.
He knew what I was talking about, and I think he also had a sense of Northeasters.
Yeah.
Right, being down there, and like, for Northeasters are a lot of things, but they're real. Right? Like,
they definitely, y'all different.
Things is real. Like,
They definitely different.
or at least it was. Nah, I don't know. Things has changed.
Yeah. Everything has changed.
This is before the Uptown artists got priced out of Uptown and moved in.
Yeah.
Type shit. But no, yeah, it was cool. And then I remember meeting your sister.
Yep.
Yeah, and like the boys. And it was all like, it always felt like Tanya.
Mine loves Ryan.
What's up, Tanya? Because Tanya, she just loud and what's up, baby? Like, scooped me up, gave me a big kiss, left like lipstick on my cheek. Like,
She done put your ass up off and come here. You want some pie?
I'll fuck with
Tanya. Here, sit down.
But I think that's because, and this is similarly like your family and all those, like, shout out to the cousin crew, like,
Yeah.
Free Keisha. What's up, Keisha? But that date, like, I met you, similar to, I feel like it's similar. You meeting my brothers was like, all right, this is like another step, right? Like, hey, this is somebody that I might be spending some time with.
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
Yeah.
But when you brought me to meet Halston and Mylan,
The cousins.
and me and Mylan were kicking it.
No, he fucking was co-signing.
Mylan is hilarious.
He is a hoot. He is a hoot, but he will take it too far, and you have to know when
This
to
dude
stop.
tried to send me a busted down 85 Buick Chrysler or some shit, said it's an Impala. I was like, have my ass over. What the fuck are you doing?
He tried you.
He did.
He was trying to check your
like,
lineage.
hey.
He was like, is he a dirty white boy? You want this Impala? You want some hip hop?
I remember looking at him like, what the fuck would I do in this car? Would your cousin get in this car? And he's like, hell no. I said, so why the fuck would you try to sell this to me?
He thought he could run it.
What's up, Mylan?
No, but I mean, no, I felt like, yeah, my family totally embraced you. And
I felt embraced.
And obviously, like you said, just we both came from a long-term thing. So
Yeah.
I will say I don't feel like anyone had crazy reservations, but it's kind of like, okay. And also, I'll say this, I don't know about you, but I was very selective. I hadn't brought nobody, around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You were the first person.
yeah, like,
absolutely.
no, there had been nobody brought around. Like, well, my fucking Uncle Ron caught me on a date.
Oh, I've never heard this.
Yeah, actually on two dates, just one at Cafe Latte. I'm like, he's up there picking a pizza and I'm up there having cheesecake in the car. And then like one time stopped by the house unannounced and I'm like, what you doing here? Oh, I was dropping jewels off right here and bumped in to my friend who was, we're now just friends.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I had never been, there was nobody that I wanted to bring around my family. Like shit just wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? It never turned into that. Again, to me, that's a very sacred circle. And I wanted to make sure, like, are we in alignment about a lot of things? This isn't a infatuation or just a little crush lust type of situation.
Right.
Like, okay, this could be something. Don't know what that's going to be, but even if it was long-term friends, just, nah, okay. Now you get to come into the village. You get to see the village. You know what I'm saying? So that was my approach. So I'm happy. Shit, to me, everything, divine timing, everything aligned how it needed to, and how it was supposed to, essentially.
No, for sure. Mm-hmm. We got stories we can get into.
We got hella stories.
I think we should do that for the Patreon.
Okay, that's where it gets to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
To the nitty gritty.
If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or other streaming services, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and rate the show. It really does matter. we want to invite you to subscribe to the Patreon, where you get the extended. You also get the beautiful visuals, at least when you're looking at Key. She really did her thing tonight.
I tried to.
Yeah, thank you. Share the podcast, subscribe, but really subscribe to Patreon, because that's where you get all the cool stuff that's about to happen. So,
Period.
our streaming people, thank you for joining us. This is where your week's episode ends. Peace.
Peace.
Patreon.